Israel Folau. How funny is this? The latest ban on him, the GoFundMe one, backfired today, spectacularly. $1 million backfire. This is delicious. And I don't know now what it will take for the media left to finally realise how much Australians hate it when it does one of those nasty, moralising pack attacks to shut someone up, conservative, or in this case Christian. Latest evidence, this bullying of Israel Folau. You'll know the background by now. Folau, superstar, sacked by Rugby Australia for quoting the Bible, saying gays should repent or they'd go to hell. Now, I have huge problems with that part of the Bible. I don't think my gay friends and relatives are intrinsically evil at all. But as an agnostic, I don't believe there is a God that sends gays to hell anyway. And Folau's certainly not trying to hurt any gays on earth. He's not calling for them to be sacked or attacked. So, I figure, free speech. Folau's entitled as a Christian, surely, to tell his fans what his Bible actually says. So, what really gets me here is the vicious bullying he is getting in the media. That bullying has already cost him his job. Yet that still hasn't been enough for a left that these days seems absolutely pitiless. I mean, take what happened when Folau appealed for money to fight Rugby Australia in court for unfairly sacking him.
If you want to join this journey with me to fight for the right to freedom of religion, please donate.
Now, that appeal raised around $760,000, but also inspired journalists into a new frenzy, attacking Folau even harder. How could he appeal for money? He's rich, isn't he? He's worth millions. What a cheapskate. What a rip-off merchant. Here is the Sydney Morning Herald's Peter Fitzsimons on Channel 9 on Sunday. Typically unfair, and as it turns out today, typically wrong.
Folau probably had 30% support. I think after this GoFundMe, most of Australia went, what? Seriously? That's not what GoFundMe is for. GoFundMe is for worthy causes where the people need money and they can't support it. So they approach the community and they say, listen, I've got nothing in my pockets, I've got a tumour, can you help me? And people go, well, that's a really good thing to do. So they do it. That's what GoFundMe is for.
And this stuff... 7,000 people have donated.
Yes, they're right. But I think he's lost the dressing room. He's lost the Australian dressing room on this.
Really? First, here's why Fitzsimons and the other haters are unfair. True, Folau is rich now at the peak of his career, but is paying a huge financial price for standing by his faith and his right to speak. He's lost a $5 million contract just when he's got to make the money now to last him the rest of his life when he can't play anymore. And his legal fees could be huge. And here's why Fitzsimons and the other haters are also wrong. They say Folau asking for money it's just all about his greed and it will cost him support. Wrong. This fight is not just about Folau, as he made clear in his fundraising appeal. But you know that too. I think his donors certainly know that. His fight is actually a fight for the rights of all Christians, and I'd also say for a lot of non-Christians like me who know that if Folau is silenced, sure as eggs, someone else will be the next target of that mob. And that's why, for instance, the Anglican Archbishop of Sydney today, Glenn Davis, he said, Israel Folau's right to express his faith and act according to his conscience is of fundamental importance in any democracy. And it is of great concern to many Australians that this right is being denied and vilified. Too true. Many are wondering whether they will be next, and I certainly am. And the Archbishop went on, the way in which Folau's motives have been impugned and his avenues of support cut off smacks of a new and ugly Australia where dissent from narrow cultural views is not tolerated. Now, that last bit about avenues of appeal being cut off, the Archbishop was talking about GoFundMe, internet fundraising platform. The left petitioned GoFundMe, close Folau's fundraising page, this bigot, and it buckled. Said, sure, we'll shut it and send the money back to the donors. That made international news. GoFundMe accusing Folau of excluding people with his Christian views, and then GoFundMe excluding him. Hypocrites. Then came the backfire today. The thing that says to me that the public support for Folau has very little to do with his opinions on gays. And it's got a lot to do with people wanting to show their support for a man's free speech. Because guess what? The Australian Christian Lobby has set up its own fundraising page for Folau, and in one day, just one, it has raised even more money for him, $1 million. $1 million plus. Here's the lobby's boss.
Well, altogether, Chris, we actually have already exceeded the amount of money that Israel raised in 4 days on GoFundMe in just over 12 hours. That includes the ACL donation, but it's well over if you include the ACL donation. And it just goes to show, you know, when people donate to a guy in whose cause they see something of their own concerns about their freedom getting shut down, about that pinch of political correctness, they see that happen, and then it's confirmed to them by the actions of GoFundMe. It's a bit of an own goal, and people want to rally around Israel. They see his case as their case.
You know, this is like that revolt last week of the AFL fans against AFL behavioural awareness officials monitoring how they barracked. Many Australians are now just sick to the back teeth of the Shut Up Brigade, and for them, whether Christian or non-Christian, whether people who dislike gays or embrace them, Folau is their man.